My wife criticized my cooking in front of the kids and made them mock me, so I stopped cooking. The delivery bills changed her tune real fast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reddit Visuals. I used to think that love meant letting things slide, until the people you'd take a bullet for handed you the gun, loaded. I'm a 38-year-old dad of two, husband of nearly a decade, and until recently, the daily chef, grocery planner, lunchbox magician, and leftover wizard of our household. I work a demanding job, 9 to 6, sometimes later, but still came home every night and made dinner like clockwork. Because that's what good husbands and fathers do, right? That's what I believed, until the day my wife decided to turn dinner into a public roast session. And no, not the culinary kind. So here's where it all started. For context, my wife, let's call her Jenny, is a full-time stay-at-home mom. We agreed on that when the kids were born because I had a stable career, and she wanted to focus on parenting, especially when they were young. I supported that 100%. She handled school runs, parent-teacher meetings, appointments, all of that. I handled finances, bills, insurance, and, surprisingly, dinner. Cooking became my thing. I never complained. I actually liked it. It gave me control over what we ate, and it was my way of decompressing after work. Plus, the kids seemed to love Dad's cooking. Every now and then they'd beg me for Dad's spicy mac or my stir-fried chicken with the crispy bits. Even Jenny used to compliment me, saying I cooked better than her mom ever did. But then, slowly, things shifted. At first, it was little jabs. One night, I made baked salmon with garlic green beans and lemon rice. It was fresh, healthy, tasty, I thought. Jenny took one bite, frowned, and said, "Is this the new diet food? Did you forget salt?" The kids laughed, just a bit. I brushed it off. A week later, I made tacos. Real, from-scratch tacos, homemade tortillas, grilled steak, salsas. She looked at it and said, "This looks like you tried too hard. You don't have to impress anyone. It's just dinner." That time, the kids full-on giggled. Still, I smiled. Maybe she was stressed. Maybe it was a joke. But then came the night that changed everything. I made my signature chicken Alfredo, the one my daughter had once called restaurant level. I'd had a rough day at work, was running on fumes, but I still made it. It was creamy, rich, with just the right amount of cheese. We sit down. Everyone starts eating. Suddenly, Jenny puts her fork down and says loudly, "Kids, pretend you're on MasterChef. Rate Daddy's cooking. Be honest." My 9-year-old son says, a 6. Too saucy." My daughter adds, "More like a 5. It's kinda gooey." Then Jenny goes, "Oh no, poor Daddy. Looks like you're going to elimination." And they all burst out laughing. All of them. Even the dog barked like he was in on the joke. I didn't say a word. I just sat there, stunned. I wasn't angry. Not yet. I was hollow. It was one of those moments where the air goes out of your lungs and you just sit there, pretending to be present, while your brain watches from a distance. They didn't notice. They kept laughing. She actually high-fived our son. After dinner, I quietly cleared the plates, loaded the dishwasher, and took the trash out. Jenny didn't follow. She didn't apologize. The kids went to their rooms like nothing happened. But I lay awake that night and I burned. Not because they insulted the food, but because Jenny turned it into a performance. Because she taught our kids that it was funny to belittle someone who shows up every day for them. The next morning, I made no breakfast. No packed lunches. I kissed the kids on the forehead and left for work. That evening, I didn't go to the kitchen. I went straight to my room, changed, and sat down with a book. Jenny came in 20 minutes later and asked, "Dinner?" I shrugged. Didn't feel like cooking. She blinked. "But we don't have anything ready." I nodded. "There's cereal." That was the beginning. She thought I was bluffing. But the next night, same thing. Night after that, same thing. The kids started asking, "Dad, what's for dinner?" I'd say, "Not sure. Ask your MasterChef judges." Jenny didn't like that. She started ordering food. At first it was pizza, then Chinese, then burgers. The kids were thrilled. For 3 days, it was like a junk food paradise, until the delivery bills started stacking up. And her guilt did too. After about a week, Jenny cornered me in the hallway. "This can't go on forever," she said. I looked at her dead in the eye and said, "You're right. It really can't." She blinked again, that same confused, offended look like she wasn't used to being challenged. I didn't even raise my voice. I just let the silence hang heavy. She must have thought I was being childish, that I'd cave eventually, that her passive digs and the kids' laughter hadn't really gotten to me. But they had. See, it wasn't about the cooking anymore. It was about respect, or the complete absence of it. Let's rewind a little. When we first started dating, Jenny told me she loved how thoughtful I was. "You remember the little things," she said. "You show love in actions, not words." I believed her. I built our relationship on that. Making her tea before bed, leaving notes in her purse, learning her mom's soup recipe when she was sick. Cooking dinner every night wasn't a chore. It was love, packaged in garlic and ginger and olive oil. But somewhere along the line, my efforts became expectations, and my expectations became invisible. That's when I decided if she really wanted to treat me like a background character, I was going to act like one. So I kept going. 2 weeks, no cooking, no asking what anyone wanted for dinner, no shopping lists, no chopping, no pans on the stove, no aroma in the air when they got home. Just Uber Eats receipts, fast food wrappers, credit card alerts. By day 10, the shine wore off. The kids started complaining. "My stomach hurts. I feel gross. Can't we have real food?" Jenny snapped at them to be grateful. "Your dad doesn't want to cook anymore." But by day 14, the tone changed. She came to me while I was reading again. This time, she was quieter. "Can we talk?" I marked my page, waited. "I think I hurt your feelings," she said. "With the dinner thing. I thought we were just being playful. I didn't realize you were taking it so seriously." I looked up. "You turned me into a punchline," I said, "in front of our kids. You made a joke out of something I do to take care of this family every day after working a full-time job, and then you encouraged them to laugh with you. So, yeah, I took it seriously." She looked away. For once, she didn't have a comeback. Then came the kicker. "It was just a joke," she said, soft, defensive. And that's when I lost it. I didn't yell. I didn't slam anything. I just stood up and said, "Jokes are funny to everyone, not just the person telling them. If I got up at your mom's funeral and started cracking jokes about your cooking, would that be funny too?" She flinched. I'd never spoken to her like that before, but I wasn't going to keep swallowing it anymore. "I've been cooking for this family for 7 years, every night, without complaint. You don't have to like the food, but you don't get to humiliate me for it." She apologized again, but this time, she meant it. That night, she cooked dinner. It was pasta from a box and frozen meatballs. She forgot to salt the water. The sauce burned a little, but the kids ate in silence. The next night, she tried again. It was slightly better. By the third night, she gave up. She came to me, nearly in tears. "I don't know how you did this for so long." I just nodded. And then finally, she said the thing I'd been waiting to hear. "I'm sorry I didn't appreciate it. I see it now. I really do." The next day, I cooked again. Not because she asked me to, but because I chose to. Because my cooking isn't a service. It's a gift. And if it's not respected, it's withheld. Now, the kids still tease sometimes, they're kids, but Jenny shuts it down immediately. "If you don't want to eat what your dad made, you can make your own," she says. And you know what? That respect, it tastes better than any meal I've ever made. So, Reddit, was I the a-hole for stopping cooking and letting my wife and kids see what life is like without my effort? Or did they have it coming? What would you have done in my place? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know if I overreacted or finally stood up for myself the right way. And if you enjoyed this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that respect isn't optional. It's earned. Every like and comment helps Reddit visuals grow and keeps these stories coming.